It's Brain and Courtlin being joined live in studio this morning by a member of the Cedar Rapids City Council, Susie Weinacht. Susie, good morning.
Good morning. Always nice to be here. Good to see your smiling faces.
Thank you for coming in.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
Hey, the 4th of July is right around the corner. I don't know if you've heard or not, but apparently some people are setting off fireworks all the time, Susie. And,
heard? Is that a pun? Heard it? Yes, I've heard it.
Perhaps I shouldn't go down that road. But you, of course, being on the City Council, and fireworks have been discussed on our show and by a lot of people. Especially, it seems to be coming to a head. Obviously, the 4th is next week, but people are just kind of all up in arms about this.
Well, there are people who I think are really, really strongly for the legalization of fireworks, like you, Brain. You're one of those people who's a strong supporter. And then there's the people who absolutely hate them and want them dead forever. So I think we have to, there has to be a happy medium, I think.
Yeah, and you being with the city, you are, of course, hearing from people as well.
You betcha. You betcha. So, the emails and the phone calls, for the most part, people have been respectful in their contact, at least with me. And I really appreciate that. And I've tried to respond to every email and answer every phone call. I do as much as I possibly can. I can't say that I'm not disappointed. I am, because I believe in the people of Cedar Rapids, and everybody knows that, and we've come out of a flood. We all pull together. So I am disappointed that we can't be in a place of being able to have fireworks and be considerate and have some empathy and understand that not everyone is the same as the schedule that Brain has, or you have, Courtney, or that I have. There are folks that have a schedule that has them up at 3 a.m. and you're still firing them off after 10 p.m. It's challenging. It's challenging.
The variety of calls and messages you get, I'm guessing most of them are in anger and a little upset. What do they want? What do you think do they want the city to ban them altogether? Are they looking for a narrower window to fire them off? What would you say is a consensus in the calls and messages you're getting?
Well, obviously, I've received varying degrees, right? Because everyone's different. What we've noticed, right, with what's happening with fireworks. Some for, some against. Very clearly, though, folks are against the fireworks. And I believe that's because their quiet enjoyment of their own home has been impeded. And that's problematic, because we all live for enjoyment of our homes, and that's where we go, and we're able to recharge. And we were just talking about this, right? It's where you're able to recharge, rejuvenate, and get ready for your next day or what your life brings. And so it's clearly, and I think, I've been checking the petition. I was made aware of it by folks directly, made aware of it. And it was over 4,000 folks as of last night, well over 4,000. And it's clearly about my peace has been disturbed. I deserve a quiet enjoyment of my home, and that's where it is. But there's varying degrees. Some say, is it 38 days? Is it 2 days? Is it only on the day? So quite obviously, there's varying degrees of what that should be. And then there are some that's like total ban, and there are others who say, no, we deserve to be able to shoot these off. So it's quite the variety.
Well, my question is, we are clearly not the only state who has legalized fireworks. There are a lot of other states out there. So why do you think the people of Iowa are more angry about this than, say, people in Michigan?
Well, it's a good question, but I can't answer that question because I don't know that the people in Michigan are happy.
I'm from Michigan, so.
Yeah, okay, so maybe you know more than I do. It has come very quickly, and you guys know me as a data person, and I'm trying to collect data every day, but I've really been more entrenched in what's happening in our city at this moment. I was in the bigger picture of when we took the vote of, well, what are larger cities doing where it's been legalized in states like Missouri.
How many states are fireworks legal in?
43 states allow some or all types of consumer fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, Iowa was among 4 states that allowed only sparklers or other novelty products. 3 states, Delaware, New Jersey, and Massachusetts, ban all types of fireworks. That's the data I have as of today.
Okay.
If that's changed, I don't know that. That's what I know right now.
Here's a question that I have. I don't know if you can answer this or not, and I don't know whether maybe it's not so much a problem with what each individual city is doing or has done, but you look at the law that the state of Iowa passed and the fact that you can ban the use of fireworks within a city, but you cannot ban the sale. of fireworks within a city. Do you think if they would have just said, listen, you as a city have the right to ban the sale and use, do you think that would have solved some of our problems? Because you take Iowa City, for example, you can buy fireworks there, but technically, legally, you can't shoot them off within the city limits.
Do I think that would have? I don't know. I don't know. I do think it is problematic in that you can sell them. We have no control over selling them. It does have to go through the state fire marshal for approval, and then it goes back through what our local ordinances are for approval. And however, it makes it very challenging that you can get something and you can possess it, but then you can't use it.
Yeah.
Do you think this has also been troublesome for police officers and firefighters who are trying to regulate this?
It absolutely. So one of the challenges presented to police officers is in trying to determine, based on a phone call, whether a firework is legal or illegal. So that's another question that's come up. Well, is this firework legal or illegal? And people will call it in. Well, it's very difficult for a police officer or anyone else to take a phone call and say, well, I don't know. So between the hours of 9 a.m. and 10 p.m., and we get those phone calls, and it's like, well, I think it's illegal. Well, how do you determine that? And then another one of our challenges is receiving a call about fireworks being discharged and then actually being able to locate where the firework is discharged outside of the hours that are legal at this moment.
Yes, unless it's like your neighbor directly next to you and you can for sure say it's this person. How are you supposed to locate where that firework is coming from?
Well, and then, another challenge is, so your neighbor's done this, but when the police are there, there's nothing that shows that it's being done at that time.
Yeah, lots of loopholes.
It's very, very challenging to the public safety to be able to police or work with this ordinance. It's very challenging.
It's certainly not something that's going to be solved this year, but I think the public input and, like you said, the continuous messages that you're getting and that other officials are getting.
Opening up a dialogue. It's opening up a conversation. So
do you think there's a chance that you're going to, obviously the city will readdress the situation for 2018?
Well, interesting that you asked that question, right? So I've been working with our fire chief. I've been talking with colleagues, and I've been working with our fire chief and as chair of Public Safety and Youth Services. We're going to bring this to the Public Safety and Youth Services. That meeting is on July the 17th. It happens in the community room over at PD.
Okay.
And people are welcome to attend. We have, at the end, we have a period where you can comment. Your comments are, I think, 2 minutes is what we'll give you, but or you can come and listen to the dialogue as we bring that before. And that committee is made up of 3 council members, and then we'll have dialogue, discuss it, and see if we'll get something moved on to council. This isn't over because we're looking down the road into December, and I think it's December 10th through January 3rd. We're going to be back into the same situation if we don't do something in the interim.
Yep. Susie Weinacht, Cedar Rapids City Council member, thank you for coming in today. Obviously, it's nothing we're going to solve here on the radio, but I think it's good we got the dialogue open. And once again, if people want to contact you or any other city officials and say, hey, I want to get my statement on the record and known, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach me by email at s.weinacht, WEINACHT, at cedar-rapids.org. And if you go on to cedar-rapids.org, look up the council members, you'll see all of our names and our phone numbers and our email addresses. And, we are, our entire council is very open to hearing from folks, and we appreciate you reaching out.
Also, we have the conversation continuing on the K-Hawk Facebook page. We're asking for folks' opinion and possible solutions there, so make sure and log on to our K-Hawk Facebook page and leave your opinion there as well. Susie, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it, and I wish you a very happy 4th of July.
Yes.
As we go in the holiday weekend, Brain, make sure that you do the right thing with those fireworks, buddy.
Just be respectful of your neighbors.
Yes, and I keep my children far away from them. 8:23, it's Braden Courtlin at KHAK.